What's going on everyone, and welcome back to another Hey Techie video. My name is Steven, and here at Hey Techie we're interested in anything and everything to do with an Apple smart home. So if that's the kind of content that you're into, why not go ahead now, hit that subscribe button, and make sure to check the bell icon too so you'll be notified whenever my videos go live. Today's video, however, is a little bit different, but one that I still hope will be of interest to you. Now, given that this channel is all about an Apple smart home setup, it's not out of the realms of possibility that you'll also be interested in other Apple products as well. To that end, that brings me on to the topic of today's video, these Superclone AirPods Pro. Now, they look pretty legitimate, but they are 100% counterfeit, so today I'm going to show you how to tell these are fakes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So a little bit of context. Unfortunately, I recently lost my trusty first generation AirPods, which I've owned since release. And despite using the Find My app, because the buds were inside the case, there was no way to trigger the sound beacon, and that obviously made it a lot more difficult to find them again. Deeming them lost forever, I decided to buy a new pair on eBay and decided to go for an upgrade to the Pro model. And so I did, buying what were advertised as 100% genuine Apple AirPods Pro from a seller with 100% approval ratings and several hundred transactions. However, what I received were these, and they look very, very good. So good in fact that they could very easily pass for real AirPods Pro to the untrained eye. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how to spot these Superclones, and if you decide to ever pick up your own set of AirPods Pro online, point out all of the things you should be looking for when trying to assess if you have bought a genuine Apple product. Now, if you're reading a guide on how to spot a fake Apple product, the first thing that most reviewers will tell you is to check the serial number. When it comes to the AirPods Pro, there are three different places you can check for this. Firstly, on the box itself, inside the AirPods Pro case, and then printed on each AirPod itself. These should all match, and on these fakes they do. The next step is also to look up the serial number via the Apple website, and the link for that is down in the description below. Now, this works for all Apple products, not just AirPods, and it's a great way to authenticate if the product you're looking for is indeed real. However, on these Superclones, the serial number flags up as a legitimate Apple product, as well as currently having AppleCare. Now, it's hard to know exactly how the scammers have managed this, but they've nevertheless tried their best to present this as a legitimate Apple product, and at this stage, most people would just resign themselves believing that it is indeed legitimate. Now, I've blurred out the serial number on all of these videos here because I've reported these fakes to Apple to investigate, and I don't want to jeopardize any investigation they might be doing. So, if the serial number flags up as genuine, how do I know that they're fake? There are a few visual signs which indicate this, but you really have to know what you're looking for in a fake product. One of the first things that you can check is the paperwork that comes in the box, and often there are small telltale signs that it might be an illegitimate product. But in this case, the paperwork is absolutely perfect. Often there are typos and imperfections which give the game away very quickly. With that out of the window, we then have to consider the physical product itself. Now, the first thing that struck me is the metal that is used on the back hinge. Now, this can be a little bit tricky to see in the recording light, but you'll notice there is almost a kind of sheen or a sparkle to the metal alloy that's been used. A legitimate Apple product will not have this, and it will be a distinctly matte finish, more similar to what you see on the MacBook Pro line of products. Also, the lid of the case will be affixed firmly, with very little movement, unlike the wiggle room on this case. Another classic telltale of fake AirPods is the LED light on the front. Many poor quality fakes have the LED inset into the case, so that there is a space that you can insert a SIM tool into. However, on these Superclones, there is very, very little indication that this LED is false. However, if you turn the lights off, the inner LED actually illuminates the internals of the case, which demonstrates the lesser build quality compared to a genuine Apple product. On the bottom of the case, the lightning port isn't perfectly flush either, which is another giveaway that something just isn't quite right here. As for the AirPods themselves, there are a few giveaways here as well. Now the first thing you should assess are the diffusers on the outside. A lot of simple fakes just have stickers here to make it look real, but these diffusers are almost perfect to the real product and are made of metal. Many fakes also have a greyish metal outline around them, and this is something that no genuine AirPods Pro would have. On the inside diffuser there are some slight differences too, and again this shouldn't have an outline either. The black material around the diffuser itself should be glossy and reflect some light, and as you can see here, these fakes have tried to copy this feature, but unfortunately it doesn't quite line up perfectly for them, so you can tell again something is off. Even if we take the earpieces off, which are often glued on with fakes, we can see underneath that these fakes look okay. However, the rim to the outer edge should be silver, whereas it is black. And this is a small detail, but nevertheless one that further confirms our suspicions that these are indeed a fake product. So even though we can already tell from the above that these are fakes, how do they respond to being used? Well, I have to say, the answer to that is surprisingly well, insofar as they prompt the response from your iPhone like a genuine set of AirPods would, and that really took me by surprise. The battery percentages seem pretty accurate, and the animation to sync comes up perfectly each time. They connect quickly and sharply, and they can even be found via the Find My app, unlike almost all other fake copies that are currently known. However, the story is subtly different when you go into the settings. With these, and it's really subtle and it's really hard to show when recording because the audio is within the earpiece, you can tell something is wrong. The transparency mode sounds cheap, like a rushing of wind going through a tunnel, nothing like you'd expect from a bespoke Apple product. On these fakes, noise cancelling does actually work, but the sound bleeds in far too easily. If there were any remaining doubts about their authenticity, you can also have a go with the in-ear tip fit test. Now if you do this with the buds in your ear, you'll probably think this works fine, until you realise that the test comes back successfully, even if you have the AirPods on the table in front of you. So in conclusion then, when the fakes are this good, how can you avoid being scammed out of your hard-earned money? Well, unfortunately, the only way, as far as I can tell after this experience, to really make sure that you're getting a completely genuine Apple product on the first time is to buy directly from Apple or from a registered seller like Amazon. When it comes to sites like eBay, it's just impossible now to tell who is legitimate, but if you do, make sure you do your homework first. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Do you think you'd be able to spot a fake pair of AirPods? Have you already done it? Let me know your experiences down below. Remember, if you want to get more involved with Hey Techie, make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon as well, so that you'll be notified whenever my videos go live. Don't forget too that every single Friday we have a poll about what next week's video will be on, so if you want to have your say, make sure to head on over there and follow us and vote every week. Until next time then, I've been Stephen for Hey Techie.